got to show you this Overlander vehicle here. I would never want one of these. Take a good look at it. Look at how small the space is in the back. It's not much bigger than a, it's less than a Sprinter van. It's diesel, it's not from America. It probably gets 9 miles to the gallon. So gas is $1,000 a month. Well, every time you go 1,000 miles, it's $500. That thing's running like 40 cents, 50 cents a mile. So they buy them, but you know, there's really no, like those things are $140,000. The people getting out of that were only like 30 years old. I don't know where they get their money, but, and they're from a foreign country, so you have to have that thing shipped over here. And then they'll spend like a year driving around America, but I just don't, I mean, if you're gonna be the most practical, if you wanna look cool, you see, this is more practical than that Overlander. See, that is high up. That thing costs about $100,000. You would have saved $40,000 right there. You can get a $50,000 motorhome. You can put a 3 or 4 inch lift kit on it, put 4-wheel drive on the front for 10 grand. And for 60 grand, you can do anything the Overlander can do and have 2.5 times the space. I just thought I'd bring it up. I mean, if you want to look cool, you're going to look cool. I mean, you might as well buy a John Deere tractor and just go out in the woods on a John Deere tractor. I mean, it would be more economical, more practical. The insurance on those Overlanders, it's probably triple what a motorhome would be. Americans don't really do those. It's mostly people from like England or Australia or something. They drive around these countries. Somehow they got $1 million or something, like inheritance from their parents passing away or something. And they're 30 years old. I'm going to buy a $150,000 Overlander and drive around in circles for the next 8 years. But they're not practical, and they're very expensive. And there's not very much room in the back of them. They're kind of like a miniature dump truck is what I'd see them like. They look like a miniature dump truck. I'm not cutting them down. I'm not saying anything bad about them. I'm just telling you that's the reality of them. I mean, the average person couldn't afford to operate one. But if you inherited $2 or $3 million from your parents, you're probably not worried about it. You know, people always say, if I ever get a lot of money someday, no, if you ever get a lot of money, you'll be worse than you are now. If you ever get a lot of money, you'll be way worse than you are now. You'll buy every toy in the block. Well, there's a lot of fishermen down here in Florence. This is the first week of September. Then after this is all over, then at the end of September, all the senior citizens start driving towards Arizona again. Or Southern California, or some parts of New Mexico, and some of them go all the way to Florida, but not that many, not from up here. The majority of people around here living in motorhomes go right down to Arizona for the winter. They'll go down there and spend 5 months. Like November, December, January, February. Takes about 2 weeks to get there, 2 weeks to get back. That's what people do. Look at the size of that motorhome. Wow. That thing's like 38 foot long. It's like a tour bus for Van Halen. With 4 bedrooms in it. You know, that's one of the issues. I see a lot of videos. That's one of the issues with traveling. People think this is why it takes people so damn long to retire. Because you say to yourself, I need $300,000 in a motorhome, a car, setup, all this stuff, and then I need $1 million in the bank, and then I can retire. No. What you need is about a really nice $35,000 setup and about a $2,000 a month income, and then you can retire. Now, how you get that income is up to you. I have no idea. Everybody does it differently. Some people work from a computer while they're driving around in their $40,000 motorhome. But that's all you really need, is like a $35,000 really nice setup and a $2,000 a month income, and you can drive. You can't stay in a campground every night, but you can boondock the rest of your life and down in BML land. You can go anywhere. You can live a really nice life with that system. See that little red car there? That's the only kind of car you need to drive around town. You only need a $10,000 or $15,000 used car to drive around. That's all you need in life. Americans want too many toys, too much stuff. And then, like that 80-year-old lady right there, then you end up leaving everything at your house because you can't walk anymore. You get a little walking stick and you try to walk 2 miles a day. Takes those people like an hour and a half to walk 2 miles. God bless them. And that's what life comes down to. And most people say, okay, I got this $500,000 house. I got this fancy car. I never use it. What am I going to do? Who's the child I'm going to leave it to? Who should I give it to? I got to sell everything. Yeah. You know, Americans think money is the answer. In old age, you know, that's really ironic because Americans believe the older you get, the more money you need. That's not true. It's funny because when you're over 65 years old, I think it is, you can go on Medicaid. If you do not have $2,000 in the bank and you don't own a house or anything, and you can still earn like $1,800 a month. No, I'm sorry, $2,800 a month, and they'll put you on 100% free Medicaid. You don't have to pay a dime. So when I hear people tell me, you have to have $1 million and all this insurance when you get older, that's not true. If you have less than $2,000 in a bank, and believe me, I'm not the only one saying it. There's ways to manipulate that. When you're 65, you can give your children all your money if you trust them. And they can just pay all your expenses, and then you get free health coverage for the rest of your life. Because they legally own your money. You don't have any money. I'm not the one saying this. Lawyers say it. Doctors say it. The government tells you this. They tell you how to do it. There's the Siuslaw River right there. Well, I'm going to say one more thing and I'll get off the money thing, but I'm 63 years old. I've never seen a time in my life, I've never once seen a time in my life where more money was the answer and solved all the problems. Every time I've seen someone with more money, it usually causes more problems with their family or with themselves, shopping and all that. It causes more problems. Look at all those flowers, beautiful. But as Americans, we're told, I mean, every story on the news, the average American needs $1.8 million to retire. Do you know less than 8% of people in America have $1.8 million? So why do they put that stupid story out? If they know 92% of Americans don't have $1.8 million, what is their goal as the news story? To make you feel bad about yourself? Believe me, everybody has an agenda. Every social media platform, every news platform, every government, every state government, every congressman, every senator, every business owner, they all have an agenda, and it usually involves getting some of your money. We want some more of your money. Look at this person jogging here. Completely free, doesn't take any money, runs along, burns off a little extra fat. %100% free just to run down the road and enjoy yourself. How many people do you see doing it? I mean, you can buy a really nice bicycle today for only $300 and ride it around for the next 5 years and get exercise. But you don't see less than 1% of the population does a bicycle. Less than 1/4 of 1%, 0.25% go jogging. Like 50% of the population spends $5 a day for coffee, though. Everyone creates all their own problems. We Americans are good at that. Lawrence, Oregon has a lot of back roads. You wouldn't think. I'd say this town's only 10,000 people in the city limits. It's a wonderful place to live. I think in the next 10 years it's going to get overrun by outsiders, so I do believe that. Because there's been a lot of news stories about the Oregon coast. And I see a lot of people I've never seen. I've been here 23 years. I've never seen these people here. And they're showing up now with outside money looking for, you know, a $600,000 house. But the problem is they're not retired yet, so there's no place to get a job here. If you're going to come here and buy a $500,000 house for cash, even if you pay cash, you're still going to need to make $40,000, $50,000 a year to live and take care of all the things you bought here. And there's not a lot of jobs like that in a small town like this on the Oregon coast. They don't exist. No. That's a fact. Van's been sitting there for 2 years. Nobody's ever going to buy it. Doesn't even run. Wants $3,000 for it. Doesn't even run. Doesn't even have a back on it. That's the kind of things you see in a small town. You go down to Reedsport, it's worse than that. I mean, you see things sitting in people's yards for 10, 15 years. Or down to Mapleton, any small town, you know, Gold Beach, Brookings, it's all the same. If you want to live in a town like this and you can survive on $40,000 a year, bring home, you know, maybe 1 or 2 people, then, and you enjoy the simple life, that's good. But even people who come here with $1 million and buy a $500,000 house, you know, and they're not happy here because there's not much to do here. And someone who has $1 million in the bank wants to spend their money and do something. They want to do something. So in order to do something big around here, you got to go to Eugene. Or I know rich people here personally, they go up to Portland. They'll go to Portland like twice a month to have fun things, or Seattle, or some of them go down all the way to San Francisco once every 2 or 3 months and spend a few days and do something fun. Move out of California to come to the Oregon coast in a small town where there's nothing to do, so you can get in your car and drive back to California and have fun. I don't know. I don't understand. I must be a little slow, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand. I just don't understand why people live that way. I mean, I live in a one-bedroom apartment. So occasionally I'll have some retired type person come here from California, get an apartment, and in 6 months they move right back to California. As soon as it starts raining here in the winter, they're gone. They're out of here. They're like, I'm out of here. I can't handle it. You either love the rain or you can't live here. Because it does rain like 4 months a year here. And someone like me, as soon as it starts raining, I'm like, okay, now I can go to the beach and look for agons in the winter. If you're that kind of a person and you love small town living, there is 1,000 small towns in the Midwest where I grew up you could move to right now and pay $700 a month for rent the rest of your life and be a perfectly happy person in a small town the rest of your life. There's places in Colorado you can do that. $700 a month up in the mountains. The reason housing has gone up so much is because people want things. People want things. They want stuff. You want toys. You want big cars, big trucks. This truck right here costs $80,000 brand new. The tractor behind it costs $35,000 brand new. There's a nice little Honda, $22,000. That's why Americans never have any money. Because you spend every dime you get as fast as you get it, and you're always broke.